What is going on, everybody? I am back, and folks, this is what we call a winning streak. The Mariners have now won 2 in a row. It feels good to have back-to-back days, technically 3 days in a row, where we haven't had to discuss a Mariners loss. A kind of maybe kind of the first real stressful win of the year. I mean, yesterday was a little bit too with the comeback, but to hold on today, 3-2. Great win for the team. Listen, going Cleveland is a good ball club. I talked about it last week in the series opening series. Like, that's a tough team to play. The Mariners have played 9 games against a team that is very likely, I think, going to win its division in Cleveland, and an Angels team that is certainly going to be in position to make a run. I believe that. I think they're going to hang around as long as Trout and Ohtani stay healthy. And the Mariners are 4-5, so they've played about 500 ball against good teams so far. That's what you want to do. You break even with the good teams, and then, they've got the Rockies coming up. You've got Pittsburgh later on, Cincinnati, the Diamondbacks. And not all of those teams are terrible or anything, but those are the teams then you want to get the sweeps against and win. And with this win today, the Mariners have a chance to get a sweep tomorrow over Cleveland. So they have secured their first winning streak and their first series win of the season. Definitely felt like they could have had more than 3 runs today. They started out fantastic. Julio, Ty France with singles to load the bases in the first inning. Eugenio Suarez with a single to drive in. Julio made it 1-0. Cal Raleigh walked, so now you've got the bases loaded, nobody out. Teoscar Hernandez popped up. Tough game for him, over 3. Jared Kelenic, 3-hit day. He drove in a run, made it 2-0. But unfortunately, Colton Wong and Tom Murphy could not bring in any more runs. So it was a 2-0. Then in the second inning, Ty France had a 2-out double, and Gino scored him to make it 3-0. And it looked like we might get kind of an easy W today for the Mariners, a runaway. But that was it for the offense. They did manage 11 hits today, so the offense did do some damage. And listen, Cleveland, Cal Quantrill's a good pitcher. He got it together after that rough first inning. And the Guardians bullpen, did I say Indians? If I did, Guardians. Bullpen is fantastic. So you're not going to have a lot of 10, 12 run games against that team. The Mariners they got enough. They got enough runs to win it. Those 3 runs early were enough to do it. Like I said, kudos really. The top of the lineup, Julio and Ty France and Gino combined for 7 hits. That's huge, and that's what got the momentum going for this team. Gino going with his Ichiro season this year. He's not getting a lot of extra base hits or anything, but he is hitting 349. I'm not going to complain. He's hitting the ball pretty hard still. He's going to get a couple out here. Obviously, the most excited, I said, what did I say for Jared Kelenic in my series preview? I wanted to see a big series from him, and he is now, I believe, 4 for 7 or 4 for 8 this series so far. The 3 for 4 I talked about, he got it today with an RBI. Really good to see from JK. He is now on the season. Let's pull it up. It's not going to load, is it? It's in a video, so I can't get it to do what I want to do, can I? Let's see. Let's try one more time, see if I can get Kelenic's numbers to load. I just want to look at it real quick, and now it's going to take 30 minutes for this to happen. All right, well, we'll worry about that later. It doesn't matter. Nice game from Jared Kelenic. I thought Marco was good. I talked about with Marco. This is what you need with Marco. I made a point on Twitter. I don't care about how Marco gets to the results. I just care about the results. Like with George Kirby, I care what his FIP is. I care what his strikeout to walk ratio is. Because he's a young guy coming up. Like, if he's going 6 shutout innings, but he walks 6 and struck out none, there might be a problem there. That could be something that leads to, trouble down the road. For Marco, I don't care if he walks 6 and strikes out no, but if he's getting outs, cool, good, we'll take it. He's a back-end starter, and this is not a knock on Marco. I like Marco Gonzalez. I've been a supporter of Marco, but he's a back-end starter. You don't need him to be Luis Castillo. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Actually pretty good. Like, he had 5 Ks. He gave up some hard contact there in, I think, the 4th and 5th inning. I think it was the 5th where he ran into a little trouble. Julio made a great catch, and JP snared a liner. Listen, that's Marco. It's hard to be like, oh, man, Marco got lucky and got out of that. Yeah, that's his game. His game is to put the ball, have the other team put it in play, and let good defenders do their jobs, like Julio and like JP. So that's what Marco's there to do. This is perfect outing from Marco Gonzalez. Even last week, I didn't think he was that bad. Zunino just got under that home run a little bit, 5 feet, and that dies at the warning track. You know what I mean? So Marco was absolutely fine today. There was no problem with anything Marco Gonzalez did today. Bullpen, Penn Murphy did a nice job. A little shaky outing from Matt Festa. We'll talk a little bit about that 7th inning, which is gotten the most people talking. The Mariners were up 3-1 going into it. Festa walked Miles Straw, got Kwan to fly out. Rosario hit a little comebacker right to him that went off his leg. Can't do much there. Festa did not have the good control today, or command, whatever you want to look at it as. He was, that fastball just isn't there. He grinded through, got Kwan out, and actually probably should have gotten Rosario out there. Just took a bit of a bad bounce. Festa's off to a slow start. I mean, we talked about it with bullpens. Festa was really good stuff last year. So bullpens can come and go. Remember, Drew Steckenrider 2 years ago was fantastic, struggled last year. It happens with guys. It's why you can never have enough bullpen arms. It's why you always got to be cautious with predicting a bullpen. I'm not saying Festa struggles mean the Mariners bullpen is bad by any means. And Festa may turn it around here. But, all the talk of who's going to go when Dylan Moore comes back, maybe there's a chance it's Festa that goes down. We'll see. It's still a small sample size for Matt Festa. Hasn't pitched a lot, but not a very impressive outing from him. That control just isn't there. He got a little unlucky with the Rosario hit, but he still was, even if he got that, it still wasn't a great outing from him. Gabe Spire's been fantastic. That's a guy that has locked himself into this bullpen. He is going to be here now for a while, no doubt. He went an inning and 2/3. I think the walk he gave was intentional to Josh Bell. 2 strikeouts. There was the Jose Ramirez double. It was a blooper that fell in. Colton Wong went back to get it. Teoscar was coming in. Listen, preferably that's Teoscar's ball. He's coming in. It's an easier play. I don't think Colton Wong really saw him there, and it was shallow enough. And Teoscar's probably playing deeper with Jose Ramirez up in that situation. So my point is, I'm not that mad at Colton Wong. And I think people are kind of getting a little frustrated with Colton Wong, and deservedly so. He's off to a slow start. But I wonder if he was hitting 340, if people would be that up in arms, like I saw on Twitter at Colton Wong. It was a play you probably should have given to Teoscar, but you're trying to go back on that, and that ball just kind of kept drifting a little bit too. So I think it's like, I got it. Then it was just too far back, and he almost made the play still. So I'm not going to get on Colton Wong for that. I think that's just a ball put into no man's land, and those can be really hard plays to make. It's just who gets there, and there's no guarantee Teoscar gets there. And truthfully, while he's played good defense so far, Teoscar Hernandez is not known as a great defensive outfielder, so I don't mind Colton Wong trying to make a play there. So I don't have any problem with it. It is what it is. So that's my thought. Spire was able to get out of it, got Naylor to fly out. Julio came in on it, made a great throw to keep the runners there, and then I think he got a ground out or a strike. I think he struck out Gonzalez after that. So Gabe Spire's been a really, really solid addition and pitched a clean 8th inning. So where you've got Matt Festa struggling, you have Gabe Spire succeeding. Paul Sewald came on the 9th, did his thing, gave up the hit to Rosario that just got through JP. Ground ball hit happens. The walk to Josh Bell was a little, you didn't like to see that because it put a runner, at second as the tying run with a good hitter and Josh Naylor coming up. He was able to wiggle out of it, got a big out, and got Jose Ramirez out. Thought got the benefit of a nice call against Stephen Kwan on a 3-2 pitch. Thought it was a little low. It was borderline, probably a pitch Kwan should swing at, but, not anything that I would get Guardians fans being upset about it, but not anything that I'd be too up in arms about. So I got to keep this short. I got to get going. Hope everybody has a great Easter. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for more Mariners videos. Hit the like button. The likes help me out tremendously. But a nice win for the Mariners, a winning streak for the team, and they go for a sweep tomorrow with George Kirby on the mound, and then they head out to Chicago with Luis Castillo going. So hopefully a chance to get things going here and maybe get back over 500 at the early stages of the year. Oh, Tom Murphy, first double of the year. Good for Tom. Good to see him back. Getting his back going would be huge for this team as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a happy Easter. I'll try to get my post game up tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, even though it's a morning game. So take care, everybody, and always go M's. Peace.